Welcome back. Now, bringing you this conversation, gender-based violence and femicide remain a national crisis affecting countless lives across the country, particularly in vulnerable and rural communities. Now, while awareness campaigns have increased over the years, many survivors still suffer in silence, often because of stigma, fear, or lack of accessible support. To address this, the One Economy Foundation, under its hashtag Break Free pillar, has launched a bold and creative initiative titled Don't Touch Me, I Will Report You, which officially kicked off today, the 23rd of May 2025. This campaign uses the power of public art to challenge harmful norms, encourage dialogue, and empower people to speak out against gender-based violence and femicide. Joining us now is Pefimbo Shipunda, a senior social worker at the One Economy Foundation, to tell us more about this powerful campaign and how communities can get involved. Pefimbo, a very good afternoon, good evening rather. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We do know, of course, that today was the day that the campaign was officially launched. Talk to us first about how the event actually went before we get to understand what it is.
So we launched our Don't Touch Me, I'll Report You campaign, and this was in collaboration with the Unbroken Voices movement. And for us, it really marks a significant milestone. And of course, we had different stakeholders for the event. So this happened just right opposite the same Nyoma Stadium today. It's like in a public area. And we had stakeholders like your city police, Namibian police, Ministry of Gender, Health, Education, university, societies. Really for us, I think it was really a great event. And we saw how the reaction from people who attended and how everybody really thanked us to start this initiative.
Absolutely. What are really the objectives of this campaign, and why was it, the name, as it suggests, Don't Touch Me or I Will Report You? Don't touch me, I will report you. What are the main objectives of this campaign?
This campaign really wants to uplift survivors or bystanders to speak out, and we also really want to raise awareness in our societies, and that really we want to take it not just as a community but to our younger children in school. We want to empower them so that the moment they realize there is like some unwelcomed movements, they are easy to pick up that no, this might be an abuser that is approaching me. What can I do? How can I react? So we really want to empower people to speak up, but we also want to have conversations around that. So we raise more awareness. We want to engage our stakeholders so that every part of the country we are speaking the same language in terms of gender-based violence and femicide, so we can at least try and lower the incidence of abuse in our country.
Absolutely. Now, what's interesting is the approach that this campaign actually took. It's an artistic approach to a deeply serious issue. Walk us through how art installations are being used to raise awareness, and also basically just around gender-based violence and femicide. Yeah.
Art has a powerful tool, be it through music, be it through visuals. And of course, with the start off, we unveiled the sculpture today of the campaign, which has a powerful now wording, which is Don't touch me, I'll report you. So with us, that, and we could already see, because it's right there in the public, every car that was passing, people are like turning their heads. So art has a powerful tool to bring you in, and with that, that's how we are going to kind of provoke conversations on the issue. So for us, we find it like it's easier to get to people via arts. But of course, it's not only going to be through the visuals. When we roll out the campaign, we want to do much more, be it through songs, and we are welcome to partner up with anybody who would like to be on board when it comes to this campaign.
Absolutely. Now, with what was launched today, what kind of art can people actually expect to see now after today's launch?
So we put up now the artwork, the sculpture that is written, Don't touch me, I'll report you.
So the wording?
The wording, yes. Okay. So there's so much power in the wording. And with that, you're going to see it in different areas or different spaces within the Commerce region for now. But of course, we are rolling out first in Commerce, but we are planning to also go to other regions. But the first phase, you mostly are likely to see it in the different streets of Commerce. There's not a specific spot for it, but you know, be ready to see it anyway within the Commerce region for now.
Absolutely. I like that you actually plan to roll it out now to other parts of the country. Does this also then mean that it's also possibly going to be rolled out into the native languages, into the indigenous languages of the places that you hope to roll it out into?
Yes, definitely. And today at the launch, we had a moment where we want every child to be able to say, I have the right to feel safe. And with that, we did it in English, we did it in Damara, we did it in Oshivambo, we did it in Afrikaans, just to make people understand that this is going to be rolled out in different languages also, because you find sometimes children are not able to articulate themselves well in English. So they should be able to say it in their vernacular, and that's how it must have meaning to them, because that's the language they understand. Yeah.
So what I did mention is that, you know, these cases, gender-based violence or rather femicide cases, are quite rife in rural as well as the remote communities. Now, what steps are being taken to ensure that the voices of those people in those areas actually heard?
I think with the step of rolling out in the vernacular languages, that's number one. Because sometimes we might go out there speaking, but they understand of what we are trying to put out there. Sometimes it's not always that it's understood, but also the referral ways when it comes to when something happens to me or when I witness something, what do I do? So during the rollout, of course, we want to work hand in hand with those that are in those areas. So they are able to say, okay, I have someone that I can go to, and where's that person? So they're able to know by when I go through something or when I witness something, I know what exactly to do.
Absolutely. Now, the bigger challenge when it comes to gender-based violence or rather femicide is speaking up, which is obviously a very big challenge. And from your space as a social worker, you'll know that. It's always a challenge, especially for survivors. So what kind of support is available or is in place to help those who actually are finding it very difficult to speak out on such challenges that they face?
Most of our stakeholders, like the spaces like gender-based violence units, they do have your social workers, they do have your police officers, but those services also comes with a certain kind of passion. And with that, we are trying to emphasize a lot on the kind of services that is available there. And for us, that also comes with, when it comes to gender-based violence, how do we sensitize frontline service providers, or how do we support? Because sometimes these are the people, and this is something that Dr. Veronica Tron mentioned today at the launch, to say these people are running to, they are running to a scene, for example. So you are witnessing all this, but what happens to you? What is the support that you get? Because they have to also fill their cups to be able to help the next person. So for us, we also put now a big emphasis to make sure, how do we support frontline service providers so they can give the services to the survivors in a way that they feel, you know, the atmosphere is good for them. But also just to know, how do we link the two together?
Absolutely. Let's look long term. What is One Economy Foundation actually hoping to change through this campaign? Or what, rather, let me just ask it in this manner, what long-term changes does One Economy Foundation actually hope to see through this campaign?
So we're really hoping a no-violence society, no gender-based violence in a society, and femicide. So that's our main goal. Because if you look at the past weeks, the past months, within this week, what is happening. So for us, just that moment when everybody feels safe. When you send your child to school, you are at ease, knowing that the child is likely to return. Or when you walk, you know, either through the riverbeds, because sometimes people really need to walk because they don't have the means to take a taxi or whatever, or sometimes even taxis are also not safe. So for us, the long term is just the safetyness within our community, where we really have no violence in Namibia.
Absolutely. Finally, as we wrap up our conversation, for someone who's watching right now or listening, what would you say to them? For someone who actually is going through such a behavior, or for someone who actually wants to help someone who knows someone who's going through such a behavior? What is your advice to them in this manner?
Firstly, to someone who's witnessing someone going through abuse, you know, most of the time we are likely to say, let me stay out of it. What if, you know, because you don't want to be seen in a certain way, or you are scared what will happen to you. For those that are scared, there is what we call anonymous reporting. So there is a way that you can still try and help this person without the people knowing that it was actually you who went to report. And especially when it comes to the children, and also when it comes to those that are like if you are a service provider, if you are a teacher, you are a nurse, you are someone that works directly with children, if you come to a point that you received a report of abuse and you don't report it, actually you can be charged under the Child Care and Protection Act. So it's actually mandatory for you to report to the next person. You can report it to the social worker, you can report it to the police, and there's a form that you can fill in as well in terms of reporting such abuse. To everyone out there that they're going through gender-based violence, I want them to know that they're not alone. There is help out there. It takes courage, yes. It takes another person's story to also stand up. It might feel like I'm not getting out of this. It might feel like there's no other option for me, but there is an option for you. There is support for you. All you need to do is just to take the right direction into the receiving services. And for us at the One Economy Foundation, at the Be Free Youth Campus, we do provide psychosocial support. We have a social worker, we have a psychological counselor, we have a clinical psychologist that can offer psychosocial support. And our services at the campus is for the youth between the age of 13 and 35. So yeah, you can visit the campus, register to become a member, but of course your first encounter, you can receive services without being a member of the campus. And all the services are for free.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, Pefimbo. We wish you all the best, of course, with this campaign as it gets to be rolled out to hopefully all the 14 regions of the country. So thank you so much and congratulations for this milestone.
Thank you so much, and I'm honored to be here.
Absolutely. Senior social worker at the One Economy Foundation, Pefimbo Shipunda, was talking to us about the gender-based violence and femicide campaign known as the Don't Touch Me, I Will Report You campaign that was, of course, launched today. You're still watching the Daily Roundup on NBC. We'll be right back after a short break.